Bill Persky has made us laugh and sigh again and again. No matter how many years go by, his work upholds the test of time. And it's no wonder why some TV channels create marathons of his shows. Bill is a 5-time Emmy Award-winning writer, director, and producer, best known for his work on such hit TV programs as The Dick Van Dyke Show, That Girl, Sid Caesar, Bill Cosby, and Kate Allie. You could say that creating the character known as the Pigloo on Howdy Doody marked the beginning of his career going full-tilt boogaloo with early writing jobs on The Steve Allen Show, The Andy Williams Show, The Julie Andrews Show, McHale's Navy, and The Joey Bishop Show. But of course, the best was yet to come once Carl Reiner hired him for Dick Van Dyke. We also recognize the extent to which this guy changed TV role models forever with That Girl, the show that gave many baby boomer women the courage and support they needed to declare their own independence in a changing society. A man who helped women stand that tall is definitely a giant. Congratulations, Bill Persky.
Thank you. I must say, when I got the call as to whether I would accept an award as a giant of television, I felt it would be very grandiose to say yes. But I did. And I've always considered myself a very lucky person in television, but certainly not a giant. And then I considered that perhaps they had run out of people. But as I look at the others and sit with Mel at the table, I realize that I'm in extremely good company. So I looked and said, well, what is a giant of television and why me? And I think, though I've done my share of shows, I've won awards, I've had a hell of a good time, I think it comes down to, have you made a difference in some way, which everyone here has done in their own area of the industry. And as I look back, I was fortunate enough to be part of the Dick Van Dyke Show, which, because of Carl Reiner, changed the way that situation comedy was done from then on, dealing with issues of race and sex for the first time, dealing with a marriage that was two peers working together. And then I was fortunate enough to create, along with Marlo Thomas, That Girl, a show which changed the view of a whole generation of young women as to what was possible. Some of you sitting here today. Then after that, I did a number of different pilots and specials and things, but my next big adventure was Kate Allie in the 80s with Susan St. James and Jane Curtin. And I was a single parent at the time, and I was raising a daughter who was 12, and there were a lot of issues. Relationships and divorce were big topics, and I was in the middle of both. And I thought it was important to take a new look at what a relationship meant and what a family was. And certainly Jane and Susan were a new kind of family. And that show got so much mail, it was overwhelming, and I never kept a fan letter except this one from a woman named Beth. There was no return address, I didn't know how to reach her, and I've always wondered what happened to her. And when I've spoken on television, I hoped she was looking, because I'd always ask, if you are Beth, please contact me. But her note said, I am recently divorced. I am the mother of 2 children. Like Allie, I have no skills other than to be a wife and mother, and I'm scared to death. Thank you for letting me know I'm not alone, I'm not crazy, and there is hope. So looking back at those things, I feel very comfortable in thanking the RTS and the library in accepting this award, if not as a giant, a tall person. And I must say that I share a piece of this with my partner, Sam Denoff, in the early days, who sadly has gone on. And it's an honor to be in your company, my fellow recipients.